In this video, I'm going to explain to you the Giryathlon. This is a kettlebell fitness race where we combine running, a typical locomotion exercise, with kettlebell training. And kettlebells, I believe, are one of the best tools to improve strength endurance, to build muscle, build strength, increase and improve your mobility and flexibility. It's just an all-around powerful tool. And if we combine it with running, which solid locomotion exercises, according to science, are one of the best ways to build your endurance, then we have a match made in heaven. Now, in the first part of the video, I'm going to give you a rundown on how I came up with this idea, with this kettlebell fitness race, because actually there is a backdrop. There is an idea behind it, why I came up with it. It was born out of a frustration that I have to share in this video. In the second part, I'm going to explain what the race is all about. It's very easy to do. The only thing that you need is a kettlebell. You have to go outside. You can also do it indoors, and you have to have a place where you can run. So this can be a treadmill or a 400-meter track. More on this later. And then I'm going to explain how you can track your time and record your time, because there's a lot of fitness races out there, right? But the Giryathlon, or this particular kettlebell fitness race, is all about you being able to do it by yourself outdoors, and then you can record your time and add it to our international leaderboards. If you're over 40 and you want more strength, more muscle, less fat, without going to the gym twice as fast, then download my free ebook called The Kettlebell Code in the first link in the description. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe Stark here. So let's explain how the Giryathlon came about. First of all, I like the combination of these two words, the Gyrya, which is the Russian word for kettlebell, and athlon, which is the Greek word for competition. So in the Giryathlon, the idea is to combine the kettlebell with a locomotion exercise. So in our current classic version, it is running with kettlebells. I was so frustrated when I visited FIBO this year for the third time in a row. And for the third time in a row, I've discovered that the kettlebell is still a decorative piece of art, and this makes me mad. From a general fitness perspective, I believe the kettlebell is the best GPP tool that exists on planet Earth. GPP stands for General Physical Preparedness. And this is what athletes have to build before they specialize. So you don't have to be an athlete to build up your GPP. GPP simply means you want to become a little stronger, want to build some muscle, increase your endurance, your cardiovascular power, your strength endurance, all these physical qualities that the human body requires before you specialize. And this makes sense, because before you specialize in your particular sport, your body has to be able to handle these sports activities. If you're not an athlete, you can stop right there. You don't have to specialize. You just need general fitness. And that's why the kettlebell is so powerful. We got a little bit of mobility, a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of strength, a little bit of building muscle. So it's the jack of all trades and master of none. And you don't have to master any of these physical qualities unless you want to compete. But we have to have a mixed bag of all of it if we want to be functional. And this is what 99% of the human population needs in order to be healthy and strong and fit and have a good, strong heart, so on and so forth. So all these powerful, beautiful benefits that the kettlebell can give you in a single session makes it such a powerful tool. When I was at FIBO, it was the same thing all over again. The same machines, the same dumbbells, the same barbells. So on the one hand, you have the barbell manufacturers. On the other hand, you have these big brand names. The same old, and everybody celebrates it like it's something new. So everybody's looking for the next big thing. And while the kettlebell sits there as a decorative piece of art, it's never used because it requires a little bit of a skill, but it's not that gatekeep mentality that the kettlebell sphere wants you to believe. It's not that you need to be a rocket scientist to understand the kettlebell. It's just you need some basics. The Giryathlon was also inspired by a key conversation that I had with Michael Son. He's a kettlebell sport coach from Israel, and he said it makes sense to train according to the seasons. This means if it's good weather outside, go outside. If it's bad weather outside, stay indoors and train indoors. Focus a little bit more on strength when it's cold outside. Focus a little bit more endurance when it's warm outside. This makes sense. So I picked up my kettlebell. I took it to the track and field spot. And so I had some fun with it. And this is how everything came about. So now let's jump into the exercises of the Giryathlon. The Giryathlon consists out of 7 trials. The first trial is the trial of the samurai. This is where you do 10 single hand swings per side with a 400-meter run. And the 400-meter run is a constant that comes up until the end of these trials. Trial number 2 is 10 clean and press per side, and this can be a clean and push press with a 400-meter run, and this is the trial of the night. Number 3 is the trial of the Shaolin. This is where we have 10 snatch per side, and again, 400-meter run. Trial number 4 is the trial of the Ninja, 10 goblet squats, and again, of course, a 400-meter run. Trial number 5 is the trial of the Spartan, 10 windmills per side with a 400-meter run. And then we have trial number 6, which is the trial of the Viking, 10 jerk per side with a 400-meter run. And the final trial is the trial of the Immortal, where we have a 400-meter suitcase walk with 10 burpees every 100 meters. And every time we do these burpees, we also switch sides. We have 3 divisions: beginner, pro, and elite. In beginners, females can pick up an 8 kg kettlebell, men can pick up a 12 kg kettlebell. Pros, females 12 kg, males 24 kg, and elites 16 kg for the women and 32 kg for the men. We also have team divisions. These are mixed weights and mixed genders, where you can complete the whole trial or the whole race with a friend. There are a couple of rules attached to the Giryathlon. Number 1 is chalk is allowed. Number 2 is you must film and share the entire race to be included in the official leaderboard. Number 3, when you work as a team, you must complete the exercises together, and then time counts together. Number 4, all kettlebell exercises must be completed unbroken. This means if you do 10 clean and press per side and you have to drop the kettlebell after rep number 7, you have to start again. And then finally, proper technique is paramount and lifts must be executed correctly. Here are the recommendations for the Giryathlon. Number 1, running on grass is recommended. Minimalist shoes are recommended, and leaderboards are only available at our school currently at the Kettlebell Dojo. And this is where we want to gather everybody who's interested in joining the official leaderboard of the Giryathlon race. It is also recommended to time your trials. As you can see right now, here's I was timing the trials. You can see round 1 up to 7, and of course round number 7, the Immortal trial, will take you the longest. Now, I was having a lot of fun with this idea, and I now incorporate it as a solid workout once I have beautiful weather outside. But just like I mentioned, you can also do it indoors. If you have a treadmill, you do the 400-meter run on the treadmill, then you step down, you grab your kettlebell, and you do those trials accordingly. What I also thought about is maybe come up with a rowing version of the Giryathlon, where instead of running, we can do rowing or other types of exercises. Just the idea is to combine locomotion with the kettlebell. And if you want to have your time officially recorded, you can join our Kettlebell Dojo. You'll find a link in the description as well as in the first comment. It's fairly simple. You join, you do the run, and then you can share your time. And I believe from a GPP perspective, running and kettlebells, these 2 variations of training can really boost your fitness and take it to the next level. So the idea of this race is not just to have pros compete and then blow everybody out of the water, which I'm sure, you know, if this thing grows a little bit, you probably have people who do this below 25 minutes or whatever have you. These beasts who are out there, even with the 32 kettlebell or with the 16 kg for the women. I just did it with a 28 and it was fairly tough, and I got to grab the 32 and go ahead and do it. But my goal is not to complete as fast as possible. My goal is just to do it because I enjoy it so much, and this is the same feeling that I want to portray and give you as well. And it's also a great idea if you have just one kettlebell and you're outdoors and you want to get a solid workout in that takes you approximately 30 minutes. And even if it takes longer, who cares? It's just a very fun way to train, and it gives you all the benefits that the kettlebell and running can give you, all packed into a 30 to 45 minute workout. So here's the next thing that you have to do: clean and press that like and subscribe button, share with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells, and if you made it this far, download my free ebook called The Kettlebell Code in the first link in the description. Listen, if you're over 40, 50 or 60, you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to take care of your fitness, that's why the kettlebell is so awesome. And we talk about kettlebells a lot on this channel, and we found out that the over 40s, 50s and 60s gravitate towards kettlebell training. So if you want to take your first steps with it and you want me to show you how it works, download the free ebook. It's 100% free.